Okay, we are live on YouTube. I'm calling case number 33 on the calendar, the state of Georgia versus Billy Roger Hoggs. Warrant number 2022 WA 11839 for violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Is that your understanding of the charges, Ms. Freeman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and then the defendant will be represented by, is that Ms. Hill?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. State your full name for the record.
Attorney Rhonda Hill.
Okay. Okay. With that said, Ms. Freeman, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Officer Sherwood, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in the matter of state of Georgia versus Billy Hoggs will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell us your name and how you're employed.
Tiffany Sherwood. I am an officer with Clayton County Police Department.
How long have you been with the Clayton County Police Department?
4 years.
Ma'am, were you working with the Clayton County Police Department on July 28th of 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
On that particular day, did you have occasion to stop a red 2014 Mercedes-Benz in the area of Old Dixie Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Where exactly did you pull that car over at?
It's Old Dixie, Upper Riverdale at the Shell gas station.
Why did you pull that car over?
Failure to use a turn signal when turning onto Old Dixie.
Who was the driver of that car?
The driver is Derek Harris.
Was there a passenger in the car?
There was.
Who was the passenger in the car?
Billy Hoggs.
After pulling the car over, Officer Sherwood, what did you do?
Made contact with the driver, detected the odor of marijuana, spoke to the driver about the reason why he was being pulled over. The driver did state that he and Mr. Hoggs had been smoking marijuana throughout the day. Once another officer arrived on scene, we were able to do a probable cause search of the vehicle.
And Officer Sherwood, did the driver of the car give you consent to search the vehicle?
We didn't need consent to search the vehicle. I had probable cause.
Did you ask the individuals to get out of the car?
I did.
Did the search reveal anything?
It did. Mr. Hoggs had a Adidas backpack in his lap, which he placed on the floorboard of the vehicle. Upon exiting the vehicle, once I searched the vehicle and the contents inside of his backpack was not only a wallet with credit cards with his own name, but also his inhaler. Next to his inhaler, due to my knowledge, experience, training, he had yellow Xanax bars, some that were crushed up, some that were still slightly whole.
Officer Sherwood, when you say from your training and experience, have you had occasion to be trained in the recognizing narcotics?
I'm also a nurse, so it was pretty obvious to me exactly what it was.
And is that based on the look or the texture? What was that based on?
The look. I also looked the drugs up.
Did you use a certain website to look the drugs up?
It is drugs.com, but the look, the feel, due to my prior dealings with that particular drug, there's not, that I know of, very many that appear to look exactly like Xanax bars. He did admit that the bag was his nephew's. He knew that that was inside of the bag. And like I said, it was directly next to the inhaler, which he takes for COPD.
Officer Sherwood, since you've been with the Clayton County Police Office Department, About how many times would you say you've had the occasion to make arrests involving narcotics?
Hundreds. I've made a lot.
And in those numerous arrests, have you had occasion to arrest individuals for the Xanax bars?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so based on, again, your knowledge, your training experience as a Clayton County police officer, you had the reason to suspect that item to be Xanax bars?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it field tested?
It was not.
Has it since been sent to the GBI lab for processing?
Yes, ma'am.
You had indicated that Mr. Hawes made some statements regarding that bag. Did he make any admissions that he knew it was Xanax?
When I stated to him what it was, he dropped his head, shook his head, and stated that it was his nephew's.
Did all of this happen in Clayton County?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Freeman. Attorney Hill, your witness.
Thank you. Officer Sherwood, do you know what the relationship was for Mr. Harris and Mr. Hawes? Do you know what their relationship was and why they were in a car together?
He was giving him a ride.
Okay, giving him a ride. Who did the car belong to? You said it was a red Mercedes Benz. Do you know who it belonged to?
Yes, Mr. Harris.
Okay, it did belong to Mr. Harris. Was Mr. Harris arrested as well?
No, ma'am, he was not.
Okay. Now you said you located, I believe you said an Adidas bag is where you found the Xanax bars?
They were inside of a zip part of the bag that was inside of Mr. Hawes' lap.
Okay. Okay. And you saw that bag in his lap, because at some point you said he put it down in the floorboard, but you saw it in his lap.
He did.
Yeah. Okay.
He did. He sat it down directly in front of him when I asked him to exit the vehicle.
Okay. What type of packaging were the Xanax bars in?
They were in a plastic rollover Ziploc bag, not the ones that you actually seal, and it was knotted at the top.
Okay. So it was not in a prescription bottle.
Definitely not.
Okay. Let's see. What type of identifications did you find in the bag? Did you, let me stop right there. Let me rephrase that question. Did you find anybody else's identification in that bag?
I did. In the same wallet as Mr. Hawes' credit cards or debit cards, I did find his nephew's ID and asked if it was his and if he knew the person. He said it was his nephew. Like I stated, it was also inside of the same wallet that he stated was his, with his credit cards inside of it.
Let's see. Is there a reason why a field test wasn't conducted that day?
I recognized the pills to be Xanax.
Okay. Okay. Did Mr. Harris make any other statements that day regarding the bag or the drug that were found?
Mr. Harris? Not that I know.
Okay. Did Mr. Hawes make any other statements other than the ones you said he hung his head down? Did he make any?
There were several statements on where they were going that day, what they were doing that day, where they were coming back from that day. One that they were going to eat, one they were going to pick up dinner for Mr. Harris's girlfriend, one that they were going to drop the bag off with his nephew, one that they were going to meet his nephew. There were several stories, none that were absolutely consistent.
Okay. Do you recall the nephew's name?
I do not.
Okay. At any time, okay. Nope, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, any redirect?
No, Your Honor, the state rests.
Okay, Attorney Hill, do you have any witness on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we're ready for a summation. Attorney Freeman?
The state waives opening.
Okay.
Uh,
Attorney Hill?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to submit on the evidence for your decision.
Okay. In light of the evidence and based on the evidence presented to the court today, I do find sufficient probable cause to bind the case over to Superior Court of Clayton County. That is the order of the court today. That will conclude the hearing for Billy Rogers Hogg. I want to thank both Attorney Hill and ADA Freeman for their presentation of the case today, and that will conclude the calendar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have any other announcements?
No, can Officer Sherwood be excused?
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Officer.
Thank you.
And Judge, before we go,